Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of Rocketcraft. I've been away for a few weeks and what have they done? Oh no. Do they all make it? Oh no. Oh god. Every single one of them. They're everywhere. Oh no. Oh. They gotta go. I can't live with that. No. Shush. Shush. Oh no, when you make them angry, they get worse. And while I've been out the herd, you may have noticed that this has all changed. So I actually got Alison and employed her with her building skills just to make this look more like a temple. So we've actually got a bit of ruins and some towers and vines, and I think she's done an amazing job. And this goes all the way around. And annoyingly, so do the llamas. So let's get rid of these. We're going to be collecting so many llama heads. But yeah, while I've been away, there's been quite a few new games popping up. So we've got Snakes and Ladders here. We've got Alison's... Oh. Shush! So we've actually got Alison's little horse game. I haven't tried this out yet. I want to have a go. So I think it's you shoot some bow and arrows and get some points. So I'll have to try that at some point. Got another one popping up over here. There's a hell of a lot of terraforming going on to expand this area as well. If we just... Yeah, oh, heads for days. So if we just have a little quick fly up. So DJ's put a roof over Warsheep Down. And I think this is actually going to be where our game building's going to be. So we had... Oh, let's just land. So we had one of these last season, and it enclosed, we had Pictionary, Deal or No Deal, all the little mini games that don't really need a full plot. We just had it in a really large tower, so that'd be cool when this goes back up. So yeah, in this area we've then got the little mystery game that me and DJ are working on. Let's see what else has gone up since I've been away. Oh, we've got some new bridges. Yeah, let's fly into these. New bridges, loads of new shops. Ooh, got a nice little terraform shop. Look at that. Beautiful. I think I know who this is because they did message me while I was away. Yep, Alison and Wondernut. These two love a nature build. Oh, they've even got bees. Anyway, let's have a quick mosey, quick update. Oh, we've got progress on the castle. Oh no. Where do they get them from? Are these all named as well? Oh. Jerry. So if any of you actually know the reference, it's from a TV show, Jerry Springer, and everybody keeps saying it on Discord. So now I can't get away from it. But these have got to go. Time to get some leather. No, it's torture. Oh my... There's so many. And I think I know who the culprit is actually. And he's just come online. NitwitChef. What I want to know is... How many traders did they find to get all of these? Right, done. They're out of here. Did accidentally knock this off. Look how many heads I've got. I think it's time for a little bit of a return to sender. Perfect. So this episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit special. Ah, they're everywhere. Oh, I can't get away from them. Oh, I'm just going to leave him there, I think. So this episode, what we're going to do is we're finally moving out of here. We are going to go over to where the megabase is going to be. But so what I thought I'd do is go through the process that I do to prepare, plan, build, because I like to be prepared, and I can't just go in and, build something on a whim. I like to prepare. So, and I know a few of you have asked me to go through this. So what I'm going to do is I'll take you over now to the area, and I'll show you one of the little things that I do. People always ask me what I do to plan for a build, and the thing is, I do quite a bit in-game and off-game. So here you can see I actually drew up my mud shop before I built it on graph paper. It's such a simple way just to get sense of scale, blocks, height. I knew I wanted it quite tall. As you can see, I've got balloons in there. There's even things in there that I didn't build. So you've got the balloons at the top, because once I actually built it in game, I realised it was too tall, so I took those out. But then also down tower itself, I drew that up thinking it'd look quite good, but once I built it in game, it just didn't work. So I changed all that, but to be honest, that was the good creative process, because I managed to get from idea into game, and then in it being developed into the final shop that I built. So you may be thinking, Jerry, how does this all apply? But one of the first things that you should really do when you're starting the build is survey. Survey your area, have a look what you've got, who's around you. I always kind of look for mountains or natural terrain, because you can really get creative with your builds. So like here we've got a little plateau there by the cherry blossoms, but we've also got a little bit of a cave here and a flat edge which I can really build off. You've got Gage up the top there. There's his tentacles holding back the snow, and that's his entryway into his base over there. I've then got Miss Sonic over here. She's been doing some planning. It definitely looks like a flat turtle. I know I've told her this. And between the two of us, we spoke off camera as well. And this stone line up to this corner and across, that's going to be her plot. So it means I've got all of this area around here. Once you've found an area, you may be going, well, what do I build? What do I build? So pre-plan your idea. 1, theme. What are you going to do? What are you going to build? Are you going to go Victorian? Are you going to go modern? Are you going to go steampunk, magic? Are you going to go like Sonic? She's theming hers all around Sonic. The choice is all yours. But for me this year, I'm going to go steampunk and magic, because last year I went down a little bit of a dwarven route, and I want to step away from that. So, and with the introduction of all the copper blocks, it's going to look really good. Next thing to do is mood board. So you've got Google, you've got Pinterest, there's plenty of groups out there that also share builds. You've also got YouTube. Don't forget, there's other creators on here that may build something in your theme that you can look at. So go and have a look, take some screenshots, note it down, and just collect all of these resources to give you inspiration. So for my mood board for the megabase, as you can see, here's some that I've found. They're just examples, but some of these aren't even a build that I would necessarily do, but it's the actual build palette that I'm interested in. So if you take this one, for example, some of the builds on Pinterest actually have the materials included. So this can give you quite a good build palette. You may necessarily build this, or you might only just build one little section of it. But this is a really good way of just introducing little elements that you like, or something that's giving you inspiration. And if you take this one, for example, I'm not going to build this block for block, but the roof, I really quite like the roof gradient between, I think it's moss block, there's some concrete, there's various things in there, and I really like that. So I may even include that in some of my builds, or even some of the bunting that's hanging above and below. The next one is a cable cart. I don't know if I've got room for it or if I'd even build it, but I quite like the build palette where it's got sandstone and sandstone walls, mud bricks. It's a really cool build palette. And last but certainly not least, I've got hundreds of pictures in my mood board, but is this one, the Snow City. I'm not going to build it. Yes, I've got snowy peaks, but the elements that I liked and was how they were built were the little bits of snow falling off the roof. That was literally it from this build. There was nothing else in here that I was interested in building in, but it was just how that little bit of snow, I thought, oh, maybe I could put that on some of my builds. But it's just there to give me a reference that when I start building, there's so many options in Minecraft. This is just a little image that I can use later on down the line when I'm building and go, I know, I could put some snow on the roof. Done. So one thing you could do is just take a screenshot of your area and just draw over it in Photoshop if you've got it, or paint, or whatever you've got to hand. So it's a really good way of looking at your terrain. So here, I'd like to build a water wheel, I think, here, and do some vents at the top that link mine and Gage's base. And what we could do is look like the snow has melted and it's powering the wheel, and then that can turn into a river that goes over towards where my dock kind of area is. I think I want to put a dock over there. Up the top here, I'm thinking that's a nice big build, so I could kind of do like a Victorian greenhouse or some kind of storage with some, like heated towers and smoke coming out of the top. Down here, I think this might be quite a good little base. If I carve it out, I could put a storage building there. I'm labelling this one farm and this one storage for now. I might change my mind, but that's the joys of this, is you can plan this out before building. So this little face here, this is where I want to build my main structure. So this is kind of going to be like a Victorian terracey house with like a clock tower on the top. Obviously, we'll have chimneys galore in this because it's steampunk, and then we can link all of this up with some bridges and some pathways. But obviously, the height of this, I might even raise this up and put it under like a wooden structure. Over to the right there, we've got a little bit of a flat area, and I thought, oh, maybe we could link this up with like a bridge over, and then there's a big fan blowing zeppelins and hot air balloons up into the air. And then obviously we've got this big flat area here, which I don't know what we're going to do. What I might do actually is put my... No, I'll put my mud farm at the top and my main farm at the bottom, because I've got loads to do. I've got watermelons, pumpkins and things. And then obviously over to the right, we've got what will be the start of the dock, which actually I'll go over there now and show you a little build that I'm thinking about for there. We're here. We've got it. The base is up. We've started the mega base. And as you can see, it's getting there. You can see the palette I've gone for. So mainly white, browns, copper, with a few little accents in there. So let me just go down. So as you can see, I've created this little paddle boat, very steampunk inspired, because obviously we've got all the copper blocks. So these are all the new ones. Well, this one's a new one for sure. And this working with the acacia, it's still oxidizing. I haven't waxed this yet, as you can see through there. But we'll see what colour this goes, because obviously I know it's going to go... This is copper when it's fully oxidized, so I may let it go. I don't know, I might strip it back. Here's some more little details that I've done. I've got some copper rods down here. I've even done this in the floor, which is quite cool, with acacia. Looking around out as well, we've got some grindstones with some chains. Anything really that just kind of brings this build together. So you've got this ducting that goes all the way around the outside, and it goes through into the cabin here. And as you can see, you've got this little smoker with more vents and everything coming off. It just makes it look like this is a working boat. I've even put some compasses on here, because if you move slightly, the compasses wiggle. And yeah, so you've got the window for viewing. And when I was on my travels, I even found a jukebox with a few discs. Disco time. Right, enough of that. Good with us. So yeah, moving on. So straight onto the dock. Done this nice little pattern in the walls with any little detail that you can add. So I've added some trapdoors and some buttons and lights. This that carries on. Yeah, I've still got a few torches around, but this isn't finished yet. So I want this dock to carry on a little bit, I think. And I might put some little storage and barrels or little nooks in here with some armor stands, just to tell the story a little bit more. So this is just a starting point. A lot of people go, oh, that's finished, it's done. For me, it's not. I've built the boat, I built the dock. partially. And then here, as we move out, you've got this little platform, obviously with all the little nooks, and again, you've still got some hay bales and stuff there. But up here, I think it's time that I need to build... I'm going to do a little storage here, I think, because from this build, I've created a massive chest monster, because I bought a load of things over from the starter base, and it's all ended up here, which obviously it can't stay here. Plus, I've also got plans for this space. So what I'm thinking is, because this is a shipping yard and we've got boats and goods coming in, I might actually make this into a crane and do some kind of cargo and crates and various palletized goods all going to be stacked here. Next to it, obviously, we've got the lighthouse. This is still a work in progress as well. You may think, oh, it's looking good, it's nearly there. No, so what I want to do further on from this, which is obviously development that I want to show you, I just don't want to show you the final build straight off. I'm going to put some gear, like a big gear and things off the side. I may connect it down to something on this face, because obviously, although there's a gradient on there, it's still pretty bland. I've got this little window here, but it needs a lot more work, and I've got some details on the corners. Obviously, what it's sitting on is all custom, so we've got some coral blocks, we've got the new tough blocks, just to get a little bit of, you know, jagged. This is a lighthouse to show where all the jagged bits are for the ship, so I need to put that terrain in here, and I think I'm going to carry on this little palette here of the four or five blocks. I'm going to do some custom rocks out here, so this is naturally generated. So obviously this needs a little bit cutting out, because it's a bit shallow for boats, to be honest. So I might dig a little bit out, but keep these parts in and put some of this texture in. So these blocks, I've even mixed some ores in that, just to break it up, and some cobble, just so it looks more like a bit of a deadly entry. I might even put an archway or something in here for all those naughty pirates that are going to be selling all their goods and trying to smuggle them in, because that cave right there, it's a bit of a smuggler's cave, so I might turn that into that, really. So it might all tie in. It's all stories. You want to try and create little stories in the terrain, however big or small, but I'll sort something out. So if we just fly over here as well, one thing I want to show you on this build is the flag. Obviously, lighthouses are normally white and red on the actual build, but for this, I wanted to simplify it a little bit, so that you've got this going up, but you've got the red and white flag there. So obviously ships sailing through, they'll see that, and obviously there's the light on the top as well. Put a little chain detail at the top, which I thought was quite good. So yeah, it's the start. We've started the mega base. Yeah. So it's took a while. I've been here, there, and everywhere. I feel like these boats sailing in at the moment. I'm a right little traveller. I've been 3 or 4 different countries in the last month. It's been crazy. So now I can actually get stuck back into Minecraft, build up my mega base, and hopefully bring you along for the journey. So while we're here as well, I just want to show you some more details that I did on this boat, because I spent quite a long time in it. But even things like this, like I've added stone cutter with some trapdoors on top of it. Just that's a little bit of movement. People don't realise that obviously some blocks have movement themselves, so that can add quite a lot of detail. And if we just have a quick look here as well, I've added some levers. It's not for redstone. I know obviously a lot of people use it in redstone, but it's just to add a little bit more detail there, because without it, that'd look really quite plain. Even though I've got a little bit of texture on the wall, it's just an extra bit of detail. So hopefully I can get all this done. We can move on to the next little thing in this area. Well, while we're here, I've got one measly rocket. I don't know if I'm going to get very far with it. But Sonic's currently terraforming her area, and then Gage up here, he has been very busy. His base is actually going to be a game that later on down the line that I'm really excited to try out, and obviously his link's down below, so definitely follow his channel to keep up with the progress of this. But as I make my way up this very dodgy ground, because I've sunk into the snow so many times doing this, obviously we've got his entrance, which I think you've seen this before. So this is the portal that we're currently sharing, and through here obviously you've got the tentacles that are holding back the snow. I love this block palette. It works so well. little pathway. As you remember, the last time I brought it here, it was just over this edge. Well, that edge is, it's gone. he's down to bedrock there. So he's been very busy blasting all of this away. I think he's going to mine this bit actually for some resources because there's a little bit tough down there. So yeah, he's been very busy, and we'll be popping over and seeing this progress over the time. But I can't wait. I can't wait. Look at it though. It's massive. It's the new Doc. I'm going to start calling him Doc. So yeah, hopefully you've liked the little design process that I've done in this episode. It's a little bit different. It's not your normal SMP. Let's see what everybody's doing and building. So I thought, hey, let me just show you how I do things. Everybody goes, Jerry, you do things so differently, but this is how I do it. It's all in the planning, because without that, otherwise you just go to an area, use some standard blocks because it's what you could get. I don't know, you've got snow or ice or spruce or cherry, and you don't realise that there are now hundreds and hundreds of blocks being introduced to Minecraft over the years. And if you get creative with them, you can start creating things like this. So yeah, I'm going to build definitely on these areas and then bring everything over from a starter house, I think. So that's it for this episode of Rocketcraft. Obviously, I built a little bit. I'm going to do quite a bit off camera between now and the next episode. I'm going to do all those little details and I'll talk you through them. And obviously, we've got the annoying task of sorting out that chest monster as well. But that's all from me. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!